Good afternoon, fellas. This is Kenneth. Well, I was about to take this apart, and I was like, hey, I know I told you guys that I would teach you exactly what a lot of people hold back on as far as like just how to bend the springs and actually do it for y'all guys real slow and a couple times so y'all can really understand it. And first and the most important thing is to actually, this is what took me years to understand. And a lot of people don't state this in none of the tuning videos, but you want to go off of your coils of how strong they are. You got to know how much resistance can your coils actually withstand. And what I mean by that is how much up pressure can you actually put on the back spring until your coils actually get weaker. You don't want that. You don't want too much on the coils depending on what kind they are, what size they are, and how strong they are. So you want to keep it in between the middle of, the strength, because certain coils are just weak. Like, got a whole bunch of stuff set out here so y'all can see. These coils are 10 wraps. They're the longer ones. They're not short like the 8 wrap like these ones. So of course these ones is not going to have too much bend on the back spring, because they're wrap not 8 layers compared to these ones being 10 wraps. So when you're actually tuning your tattoo machine, and setting, well, not tuning, but you're actually, it's two different things. Like, and that's another thing that a lot of people misinterpret. Like, one is tuning as far as just like when it's already hooked up. Tuning is actually just unscrewing this, and only time you really unscrew this, besides like if you got it set for liner, shader, or color packer, what you do is, like, when you start to feel the hit getting less, like it's becoming too soft and it's not piercing the skin, that's when you tune. That's when you tune your actual tattoo gun. Like, you don't gotta, when you get a fresh new tattoo machine, depending on where you get it from, like Chinese, built or handmade, good quality tattoo, you shouldn't have to tune it right out the box if it's well tuned already. But you do want to set it to where you want it, as far as like how much throw. And the throw is just the up and down motion, how far, how much of the needle you actually want going in the skin, and setting that up with the, let me see if I can show you, setting it up with the contact, you know between the contact pole, the screw, and your front spring. And you want to set that up with your needle. They got to be pretty much equal. A lot of people leave that out too, and I feel as though like that works very well when you actually lining that up with your actual, how much your needle is sticking out. Got to give you a better, your ink will flow, everything will be good, and it got to be hitting right though. Cause, and not only that, but when you put, like, when your tattoo come, it got a little, like, it'll keep on going up. It won't stop right away when it hit that contact screw. It'll go up just a couple centimeters, not even centimeters, but it'll go up a little more. So with that being said, if it's going up a little more, you know how they say dime, nickel, quarter. So if it's going up more, you actually going past a dime in all actuality. So when you're screwing it and trying to get that dime, notice that it's going to have that extra couple centimeters. So you don't want to screw it all the way down to an actual dime, because it's going to be way more than what you expected. So you want to kind of keep it where as though you're judging that by that, and you're judging it by how much more it's going up. I hope y'all understand. It's really difficult to try to explain. So, and I'm holding the camera and trying to record this video for y'all guys, but I really wanted to, help y'all out a lot. So here's another thing that I noticed. Like, when you got the amateur bars, like, if you ever paid attention, the holes are drilled out at different different spots on the amateur bar itself too. Like some of them are farther back than others. Some of them are farther up than others, like the hole. So when you got to take that into consideration too when you're actually tuning. If you actually need to actually break your machine down and redo it for some reason. But like I said, the only time you want to do that if it's a real crappy machine and you trying to upgrade it, or if it's been used and you know that's your tattoo machine, you've been using it, and it's feeling like it's not doing the job. That's the only time you really got to take that amateur bar and stuff off and redo it, bend it up a little bit, give it a little bit more up pressure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a video just going over how much you want to bend that up. And like I said, it got a lot to do with the coils. How much can your coils withstand that bend? And you gotta get it somewhere in between so it won't be struggling. Because if you think about it, you put too much up pressure on any tattoo machine, no matter if it's a good tattoo machine or a bad one, the coils are doing the most work. So when you think about it, the coils can burn out if it has too much bend in it. You want it where as though it's not going to burn out and still do the job. Like if you don't have too much on there, it's not going to penetrate into the skin. But if you got just the right amount of bend, complementing the coils, it should be fine. Now, this is the first. I'm gonna have to make another video for you guys when after I'm gonna break this down, and then I'm gonna come back to y'all. So this is part one, should I say?